Hey, this is the boat doctor. And we picked up a swimmer. Bo. Look at him. He's dry already. That's a bonus of having them diesel heaters. He's all dried up and ready to go. Anyway, out here in a 270 Alaskan, hewescraft 2024 with a set of 200s. And actually with the 200s, you are twins. You get better fuel economy than you would a single. This thing here did about 35, 36 miles an hour. I think about 19 gallons an hour, which is nothing. That's pretty economical. One motor at 7 miles an hour was about 2.9. Two motors was 1.9 for tuna. Offshore bracket, that's independent. That's how you get to your lower bolt holes. You get in here, and here's your live well. Now, if you hit this switch and you don't see a light on there, that means you have a switch that Bo is going to hit up front. There. So now he can leave that on, and I can turn it off here. But if you're not using it, I turn that switch off, and this one. And this here's for your fish boxes, right there. Force down. Just wait until it builds up. You'll hear grrr. There, it almost did it. There, it goes. Grrr. There we go. Now, that noise you hear there, that pump, now say that was turned on and you heard that without hitting the trigger, that means you got a leak somewhere. So then you can turn this off and turn this off. But if you had a leak, then at least you can come back here, open this up, and right down there is your seacock valve. You can turn those valves and shut them. So if you couldn't track down where it was leaking off one of these lines right here, you can shut that water off. And even if that leaked, it's not a big deal. It ain't gonna sink you. These got locks on them. You've got a gutter system here. You see out your self bailers. So if you got water here, it's gonna go into here, and then it's gonna go out here, and then go out the back of your boat. Water separators, change those once a year. Them are your primer bulbs. Yamaha, and stick with the Yamaha. Don't go to the aftermarkets. And discharge the toilet. You got your settings right down there. It says overboard. When you flick that, then you hit this and you keep holding that, and that takes it out of your holding tank. You got two auto bilge pumps here, and then you got one up front as well. Insulated fish box. That's your discharge, and then there's a little rubber plug that you put in there. Walk through, which is really nice. And your house battery, I believe, is up underneath here. And your battery switches and relays are here. And look at these welds on here. Actually, hewescraft nowadays is getting to be about one of the better boats as far as how they put them together. They've came a long ways. You can look at some of the upper ends, and they're not this dime shaped like this. No stop marks or anything, or pull marks. This is for like your windlass, like say you didn't want anybody tampering with it. Whoa, are you still working? You're still working. But anyway, say you didn't want nobody tampering, hitting that anchor by accident, just hit this button right here. It drops this red one. That disengages the power up there, so they could, even if they hit that switch, it ain't gonna work. So flick that back up. Now, there's kind of, people go back and forth. Technically, you can leave these on. You don't have to have it on yellow. That's like a parallel. It takes all your batteries, combines them, and it will charge them like evenly, like 60%. Then that goes 60-60. But you should be able to do this. But then there's the other NEMA diagram that tells you to leave them on the yellow. So I don't think it really hurts either way, personally. And then these are breakers here for your main house and your stove. Right here, refrigerator, if you had a refrigerator, which you don't have. But these have got to be on green. If they're not, the heater's not going to work. It's going to shut it off. And these are ACR units that goes back and forth if you get a surge. Okay. And that's the fish boxes. You got a tank, you got to have the key on up there and running, but this is your diesel. This is a little storage, DEC. This is kicker motor already wired up. It's got the shifters, got the cables, the remote right there. rocket launchers. This, oh, cool ass anchor. Hey, hit the anchor light switch there. That's a neat, yeah, down, it should be up top. Yeah, there. See that? Look at that. Isn't that trick? I just noticed that the other day. They got rid of the bulb style that ends up busting on you. That's a LED. That's cool. And this light here is right here on this switch. Up. Then this shuts. This is the bathroom. Pole holders. Then your gas fills right there. Make sure you know, let the gas guy know that's your gas. That's your waste. You can pump that waste out too by a vacuum. Then here, you pump water in. Now you want to flush it, or you want to add water, like you're, you know, doing a number 2 thing, and it holds it there. It sucks it down. Then that's that. Then what you can do is turn, you have to have the key on here. You got to make sure those are in neutral. You come back here, you hit the station button, start. Then you want a single lever, you just hit that one right there. We're getting kind of close, so yeah, there we go. So then you can just run this in a single lever instead of having to run 2 of them. And then if you want to run the 2 levers, then you want to make sure you take that off a single lever. And then if I want to go to the right, bring that one back, bring the port one ahead. And if you want to help it steer a little quicker, just give that wheel just a little turn to the right. Bring that back again. Now you want trim assist, you hit this one here, hit single lever. You got 7 minutes. Now if you really wanted to get fancy, you can get zip weights, they call them, automatic trim tabs. So that way you could set that up front up there. That would do your trim as far as your motor trim plus your trim tab. So you get back here, you always have to worry about maybe leveling your boat off. I could run those zip weights, and there you go. So again, this is for the kicker motor. This is your field for your hydraulic steering. So then you bring this back, but like I say, you got to take that off, but you got to make sure these are in neutral, because if this one's in gear, like I shut these off and I had this like this right here, I'd go and it wouldn't, this light would blink when I was up there, so that means that these were in gear, so you have to pop them into neutral. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, safety lighter. Now you got to have this in 2 of them, one up front, one here. If this one ain't in here, it isn't going to start. And I went through those already, neutral. So then you can turn this, these are, so you just hit the start, then you go right here to station. See how that's solid? There you go. Now we're gonna hit the trim assist. We're gonna go ahead, you hang it on there. See these bars right there? Now see, notice how this one didn't change, but that one did. That means I'm gonna go to the single lever, so I only have to use this one. I don't have to use this one. Now watch these bars. It's on auto trim right here, single lever. So they should start moving. It takes a couple seconds. There they go. So you don't have to worry. You can get an amateur out here and it's going to trim them motors by itself. Look at that. Can't beat that. Here's your fuel flow, eco, how many gallons you use, speed, volts. You got your trip. Then if you go back, you'll see here, these will automatically, this is where they come in, because these will automatically put the motors all the way down, so when you take off, you didn't forget, you don't bring the front end up. So I'm going to have to do video 2.